No matter where in the world you're born, no matter who your relatives are, if you want to become an American citizen, it will be clear exactly what standard we ask you to achieve. It will be made crystal clear. This will increase the diversity of immigration flows into our country. We will replace the existing green card categories with a new visa, the Build America visa, which is what we all want to hear. Like Canada and so many other modern countries, we create an easy-to-navigate points-based selection system. You will get more points for being a younger worker, meaning you will contribute more to our social safety net. You will get more points for having a valuable skill, an offer of employment, an advanced education, or a plan to create jobs. We lose people that want to start companies, and in many cases, they're forced to leave our country, go back usually to the country where they came from, and they'll start up companies, and some of those companies are among the biggest and most successful companies today in the world. They could have started them right here in the United States where they wanted to do it in the first place. Now they'll have a chance. Priority will also be given to higher wage workers, ensuring we never undercut American labor. To protect benefits for American citizens, immigrants must be financially self-sufficient. Finally, to promote integration, assimilation, and national unity, future immigrants will be required to learn English and to pass a civics exam prior to admission.
We do have this issue where, Trump and his supporters are way over here with a majority of people are MS-13 is the story. And then there's over here where a bunch of people wish that there kind of was no border and that there was a perfect system in which everyone could just come in and there would be no emotional or physical hardships. And that universe will never exist.
Right.
There will
Jake,
always be
America
sad stories, and they have just exacerbated this situation.
I mean, this country specializes in vilifying black and brown folks. Let's just be clear. The president picked that narrative about gang activity deliberately because he's picking that narrative to explain our Hispanic, mainly Hispanic on the southern border, sisters and brothers. He doesn't use that same narrative with other immigrants in this country. Even when he made the shithole country comment, he was talking about countries and nations of color. So let's not delude ourselves. This is a deliberate narrative that the president has used. It is a deliberate policy that his administration has put in place to dehumanize black and brown people in this country, and it plays to a certain segment of this country.
Listen, I think this is the same president you're talking about that has wanted to have a pathway for citizenship for 2 million illegals that President Obama didn't offer.
I mean,
you know
what? That's all well and good.
So how is that a racist policy?
What is he doing?
How's that a racist policy?
What is he doing right now?
He offered. The Democrats rejected that out of hand.
Forget the Democrats. The Republicans are in control, David.
I'm saying he put forth a credible proposal.
We didn't do it with the Republicans.
Also,
he put forth a credible proposal.
I do look forward to the midterm pitch that the United States of America specializes in vilifying black and brown people. I do not think that will work for Democrats.
They do.
Take it to the polls. Take it to the voters and enjoy.
No, we will take it to the polls, but the history of this country, too. How many examples would you like me to give you about how this country specializes in that?
This is not a great pitch.
16, 19. Next year, 1919, it'll be 400 years since the first Africans were brought to this continent as slaves. So it's not a pitch, it's a reality in this country. And the fact that you're taking such a cavalier attitude about the suffering of black and brown people in this country is appalling.
No, it's not.
It's absolutely appalling. Are you trying to say that this country does not specialize in racism and bigotry?
No. I am saying that racism exists. I am saying that the United States of America
but you have the luxury. You have the luxury to be cavalier about it. But my folks don't have the luxury
I think
of
the
being
fact-
cavalier about it.
Listen, I think the
understand
fact
your
that
point.
No, you don't understand my point because you never lived a day in my shoes or the shoes of my ancestors.
What I'm being
This is not a political
No,
pitch.
let Mary Catherine
This is
finish.
reality.
Let Mary Catherine finish your point, and then Joe.
What I'm being cavalier about is something I think we all agree about, which is that the United States of America is the freest country on the face of the earth and gives the
with all
most
kinds of
opportunity.
oppression,
I know
too.
that, but gives the most opportunity possible to
See,
brand us as
you're
only
talking
the
about
other
this through a
thing
political
is a
lens. I'm
problem.
talking about
I
this
think
through a
the
life
the
lens.
saddest thing is that we have a president who plays on this division instead of trying to bring people
I agree.
together.
Oh, Joe, but
That's-
what it's like
that is the, that
gambling
is-
in
that is the
Casablanca?
sad-
Really? This president? Hasn't happened anywhere before?
That
Nowhere
still doesn't
before?
make it
Joe,
right.
come
Let's
on.
just say this one's
Come on.
unconventional.
Joe,
and
you
he does it
specialize in this stuff, buddy.
unconventionally.
You
Yeah.
run
It's
races.
That's whataboutism, man.
No,
You're
but
right there
but
with
you
the
did it.
whataboutism.
You did it. Joe, that's what you do
This
for a
is
living.
really messed up.
You spin for a living, bud.
This is
Come
really
on.
messed up. This is not a spin. People's
Gambling in
lives are on the
Casablanca?
line. Kids have been separated from their
But
parents. This
the
is not
president
spin.
doesn't drive this division at all. Never.
This is
Oh,
not
no,
spin.
No,
him.
Joe, I'm
Not
not.
him.
Listen, but for you to say,
Oh, my
I'm
God.
shocked that the president is doing this. You do it for a career.
He's doing it for a career too.
Explain what you mean when you say
what-
Joe.
Well,
what do you mean
Joe's
not
a
doing
political
it for
consultant.
career?
Joe runs
Explain that to me.
races. Joe
Yeah.
runs races. You've never run a negative ad against somebody? How about you just talked about the Doug Jones race? What happened there? Did you run any negative ads?
Of course.
Tons, right? So how is that?
So what does that have to do
I
with
don't
the
division,
president
talking
of
about
the
division,
United
Joe.
States, who is the president of the United States, not a political consultant, deciding to divide the American people along deep-seated divisions that need to be healed and brought together?
So I agree.
Not-
Listen, so the politics of race is terrible on both sides, right? I think it's a
Oh,
horrific
terrible.
thing. I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible.
Yeah,
Listen,
they're
for
good
Republicans to do
people
it,
on both
Or
sides.
Democrats.
No, I think it's-
I'm not saying that
I think it's-
Republicans
I
have
think
a
it's-
monopoly
I think
on
it's
racism
terrible.
and
I think it's
bigotry.
terrible, right?
What I'm saying is that we have become numb to some of the
I
very
don't
real
think-
challenges in this country
I don't think
that
we
are
become
being
numb.
exacerbated by this president. But he didn't invent racism and
I don't think
discrimination.
anyone's-
I'll be the first one
I
to
don't
say
think
that.
anyone's-
But to have people who are not black and brown to be cavalier around this panel, I am highly offended.
Okay,
I
well-
am just highly offended by this.
All I'm asking is that we don't make it only that. The United
No,
States of
it's
America
not
is
just
not
about
is
it's not
not
just about
only
only
or
that,
only
but that is
specializing
part
in
of it.
That was all I was saying.
Was this country? Did this country enslave Africans?
I
Did
conceded
this
your
country
point.
take away the land of the Native Americans?
conceded
Did
your
this
point long
country
ago on
have
this.
Jim Crow and black codes? That's not in my imagination.
No, it's
and
not.
still, there are articles that are being written right now that still says that it'll take about 228 years for the average African American to catch up with the wealth of the average white person in this country, and we all have to care about it. So it is race and it is class.
But to say that our country,
The country was founded on racism and
specializes in
bigotry,
it.
David,
But
and
to
it
say that
does.
America specializes.
Black
in it,
men are being shot.
not.
Oh my
We
Lord!
shouldn't say it specializes. I don't think-
it specializes in it.
Strong feeling.